Hey guys, this is the branch vlog for 0.2.1.0. Yeah, this one, the levels, so 3D backgrounds, you might be thinking, like, this looks the same as it did before, roughly, and that's because it's meant to. This is a 3D model I did in Blender. Main focus is on the back wall and a little bit of love on the floor. The side walls are just, you know, not much love. They don't really follow through. So if you had like that wire you got there, if that went through to that wall, that wouldn't be like that. It would be like it would come out the bottom or come out the side or something. So it's very much a version 1 focus on the back wall and the floor as a secondary, and the sides are just third in line. Usual thing, I start with the bugs first. So let me highlight it. Oh, God, I didn't spell it right. Oh, that's a great start. Right, so light switch version to interaction range, not disconnected. Right, so let's click on this. I did move it, but I was faffing about, so I didn't save it clearly. Right, okay, save. If I click edit in Blueprint here, I'll crack it open. Let's see. So, what is different? Let's have a look. Not that bit. I remember the collision. The collision was unmovable. And, well, all of it was unmovable, actually. So I just went to the default scene route, which I could do that now, I believe. I don't actually need that. Let's just test it. I don't believe I need it. So L. There we go. I'm not 100% sure what that default thing is. I'm sure it's like a placeholder. It's never caused any trouble beforehand, as long as you make the correct thing overrule it. So yeah, static. It was movable before, which meant no matter what, I could be at the other side of the room and I could press L and it would do those lights. I could come in contact with another light, but then the switch would take precedence. Yeah. So yeah, just static. That fixed that one. Stairs, transition, level on exit not working. Yeah, the issue with that was I was playing around with the stairs. It'll still look quite messy because it'll still be the 2D, but I needed to upgrade this bit to make it work like the door, because essentially if you look on the top right, its parent is the door, but there's like transition down, transition, there you go, transition up, downwards, transition upwards, depending on which way you're going on the stairs. It's very much a version 1, but yeah, it wouldn't pass it through. So it's partly to do with the blueprint, partly to do with the actual transition level these. So if I click into this, yes, we go to here to the level blueprint. This as well, that needed upgrading. That was still acting like the way it was before, before this branch. It was different, if you remember. The game instance changed everything. So that is what fixed it. That's that one. We have door range not going out of range. Okay, let me go to the first level. Hide that. That was H, by the way. And if you want to get anything you've hidden back, it's Control and H to pop it all back. G goes to like game mode. There you go. I hate it when you see them do real quick. They've done a keyboard shortcut. You have no idea what they've done. Blender's really good where it can pop it up. You can on the videos you can see what they're pressing. But yeah, I don't know if you can on this on Unreal. But yeah, not going out of range. So back into the blueprint. I had. What did I have? It was. It was because it was movable as well. I don't know why I set it to movable. I think I was playing around with shadows because you see it says cast a dynamic shadow. I was playing around with it. So yeah, took that back to static. I actually sorted the door first, and then I thought, I bet that'll fix the switch. But I've done it in kind of like number order. So that's all the bugs out of the way. Upgrade level backgrounds to 3D. So I load up each one. The lighting isn't perfect yet because it's 3D. The lighting acts different to as if it was like the 2D pretend 3D that I did. So this is orthographic. Let me get those off. And if I press the hash, or like some people call it the pound, wrong people will call it the pound, you see it's now perspective. But before, you see I had to get that, like that was a 2D plane. I had to line it up nice and neat and get that was a 2D plane and the floor was a 2D plane. All lined up nice and neat. Now, it's essentially a box with the front cut off and the top cut off. It's a cube that's been squashed into like a rectangular, what do you call it, a rectangular cube. I know that's not, I know there's a proper name for it. Yeah, well now it looks like that. On orthographic, you can scroll in, scroll out, and then there like that. So if we go through to here, I'll show you the lighting first. So you can see the lighting acts different as well. Let me go in. That is a bug. That ammo thing, by the way, I created it in game instance. I need to log it. It's real simple. I just need to tell it to hide it after it's made it. Oh, yeah, you see that? It lights that one up. Interesting. So that's how it looks there. You see, kind of a bit of like it diffuses out and then does the same. See, before when it was 2D, orthographic, I am scrolling out by the way, that's not a bug. It's logging it. I scroll out when I'm on perspective and then I go to orthographic and then that's why it's popped like that. Yeah, so before when it was 2D, that diffuse out only worked when you look at light, you see it kind of diffuses out. That only worked with perspective mode. Now it works with both, so that's lovely because I really like that. Right, let's go to the bathroom. Still need to fix the door. It is logged. Alright, and then we have here. We go. Huh. Oh, it's because it needed to load it. Right, didn't do that before. I need to put a bug thing in. You see, it hasn't loaded everything up yet. It's done like a lower like level of detail. I need to look at that. But you see me press E. So we've got stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then the last bit right at the top, if you watch it, stage 4. So I've managed to migrate over the shutter switch, but I realise that's at the bottom, so we won't talk about that yet. So let's pop out. Let's go to another room. Oh, sorry, that's because I clicked off it. One second. It gave the wrong door. So you can see the lights. I've added in extra lights just to make it bright. When they stop talking. What's that? Oh no. Oh dear. Well then, that didn't go to plan, did it? Why did it not pass that door through? Right, I'm gonna have to look at the door sprite. I think I know why. I think I left it out in the game instance because I was like, oh, do I need it? Wasn't 100% how it fed it. I forgot. One thing to note, you saw there's loads of lights kind of floating all over the place. That is simply because it's just too dark with like the way I set it up for 2D does not work for 3D. So I just extruded them out, essentially copied them. You see the stairs and all like that. So rather than it being a 2D pretend thing, so like an orthographic, it looks like it's that. But then perspective, it looks like it's, like flat, like this. No, now it's full 3D model up and down. Let's see if I can play here and not die. Here we go, leg it. You'll probably see I moved some of the stuff as well. Change the size. Oh no. So let's go up. That's the 2D. That's the leftover. There you go. D. There you go that. Go like that. I'm gonna try and get around him one sec. Watch this. Yeah, I'm too fast, boy. There we go. You see the version 3 come through when his arms go down. That's how they're gonna look. Right. So we're going downstairs. And let's go. Oh god, I'm gonna get bit. It's getting a bit wild, this. Pop them off. There we go. So I know like it's not properly textured, but you see like you can see what I mean. That writing you can see says something like viewing or preview. It's because there's an option you can tick to say it's preview lighting or preview shadows or something. It's just because I'm playing it in the thing. That's why it's showing. I haven't written words all over the textures. I'm not completely mad. So let's go to the kitchen. Say it's the wrong sprite. Why have I broken something else? Right, so we've got the kitchen. See, it looks quite different. Some stuff isn't fully loading up, as you can see. Haven't fixed that bug yet where you can go through the stove. But there you go, you can turn stove on. I don't know if it should work with a separate one. No, that's something else I'm going to have to log. Open the fridge. Close the fridge. Over there. There we go. I'll show you something cool. The highlight. You see, it does like a diffuse sort of like pulse light. Don't know where it's got that from. It's not even a light. It's not even set to be a light. But I like it. I think it only works in perspective. Okay, so here we go, light on. Let's come out. There we go, other side, so we're in the cafe. I need to fix that. They can't get me. It hasn't loaded up the nav mesh. I changed it. So yeah, I'll show you a few more levels. I won't show you all of them. I'm supposed to be showing you the 3D backgrounds. So I am actually doing it for a reason. I'm not just bimbling about. I'm annoyed that's broken. There we go. So we've got that. You can go like. Loose wire. Nice. And if you're good, you can press this. You know what that is? If you come into contact with it, that's why I have to jump. Oh no, I don't need to jump on this one. And I press backspace or like the classic delete. If you're not pressing the del key, I've coded like an unscrew a light bulb ability. So there we go. And then let's go to that. Anyway, it's got a nice little green little pulse. I like that. That's nifty. Right. So as you can pretty much see, all the levels are now 3D models. Some of them have the shutter. Well, actually, that one protagonist bathroom has the shutter. I will do that on a consecutive branch. I just wanted to test it. I will go through it in a minute. So I've made all the templates in Blender. Why don't I just show you? I'll show you one. Seems to have been good. Okay. There we go. So it's not much. It's not perfect. If you look at the UV, it's probably not ideal. This one and in this one. Oh no, it's this one up here. One sec. Checker. There you go. So you see, it's not like perfect, not awful, is it? It's kind of lined up, but you see, like if you look at the wall seams, they're not lined up, are they? Like, that's not going to follow through on the same texture. But good for like a version 1 for templates. So that's all that. Stairs templates, yeah, quite straightforward. There's a bunch of videos on it. There's like one that does it in like 37 seconds, and honestly, do not try and model it yourself. Just look at that video, and there's a shortcut key to do it, and honestly, it'll take you 30 seconds to do it, at least initially. If you need more steps, then you have to play around with it. I needed more steps for mine, so I just had to increase the steps on it. But you'll see in those videos, there's plenty of them. Upgrade, and then large stairs. They're the large stairs, the initial stairs I have created, but I've not really used. And this one, shutter switch to version 3, so let me show you. So we've got version 2, and we've got, not that, version 3. Right, so version 2 works on 2D sprites, sprite backgrounds. There you go, so that's Sarah's room, and it goes through the stages. If it's out of range, essentially, if it's too far, go back to 0. So that's where you'll see, like, it opens, it starts closed, then it opens, fully open, and then it goes back to that, or the other way around. You see, like, it's always, it doesn't go up, down, it kind of goes, whichever way it's going, it then goes back to the beginning. It doesn't kind of go reverse. I've got something logged to set up a reverse on it, because that's classically how you do it. If you're opening and closing curtains, it wouldn't then, the next time you do it, it wouldn't magically be closed or open, would it? You'd have to go back the other way. So I've got a thing to do that. That's version 2. Version 3 it's actually got, if there's 6 stages, it's a shutter switch 6, which you saw in that bathroom when I went to use it. It changed the shutter switch sprite. That's because it is looking at the value and doing the right sprites. The problem is it's not doing it before you see it. So I'll put that in. So that's 6, that's 5, that's 4. So I believe it was on 4, is on 5, and then when I pressed it, it turned to 4. That's why it looks slightly different. Got the material map, so stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the stage, and we've got the max stage. Max stage is done at begin play, so initialize shutters. Not this. Max stage, so the length of the material maps, that's the max stage. So you see, material map array, I should say, because I know map is a separate thing, is an array. Originally, silly me, originally it was a map. There we go. Fix that in production. Okay, so when you use it, when you begin play, it looks at the max, and then it gets the static mesh of the 3D model, the static mesh component, because the 3D model, this was alright, mess about, I completely overcomplicated it first. Let me show you. Bathroom. Okay. Game mode. There you go. It's default set to 5. Actually, you know what? I should just have you change it on the front end. I thought of loads of ways to do this, like how not to. How do I initialize the 3D model? How do I get a static mesh? Like cast, yeah, cast, but cast what? Like cast the static mesh actor, yeah, fine. But how do I go use it? Do I get the player to walk on it and be like, oh, it's that, or do I do like all class and then it's like static mesh actor? And yeah, that's a terrible idea to do. It's really intensive, but there is only one static mesh actor, so it sees it and does it. And then I did it like a for each loop, and it was finding it and unfinding it. It didn't work properly because I realised I didn't get it to break. Once it found it, it just kept going. So it found it, set it as 3D model, and then lost it. So I did that, and then I thought to myself, why don't I just expose it on spawn, load it into the level, and then you just pick it from the level like that, boom, picked, and then it just works. Like I do with the lights, you see, like I do expose and spawn, and then I get you to pick the lights. So you see, it's that ring light. So then you just pick it, and that logs it. So I copied that sort of style. Yeah, but each one of these will need. I'll need to make this expose and spawn, and then have you pop in. I'll do it. Pop in each one of these. So like Jackie's, Sarah's bathroom, all that sort of stuff, all the different materials. Do that, and same with the sprites. I'll get the sprites actually to be set on begin play. Let me show you. Shutters, toggle switch. Yeah, so I'll change this as well. So I'll look at the max stage, and if the max stage is 4, then go to the 4 for essentially set the sprite for the switch to be the switch array 4, that one. If it's 5, set it to that one. If it's 6, set it to that one. So that kind of works, but really, instead of begin play, I'll do it outside this. I'll do it on like the construction script. So get it like, okay, to do it then. Could try it now. Should we try it now? Right, so yeah, sets the material to whatever stage. So stage 0, so closed. Sets the switch to whatever it is on construct. So cut that out. Cut that. Cut that. So when we come in, we should expect that, even though it shows 5, we should expect that to show 4. If it works. No. No, I need to rethink how I'm going to do it. But yeah, essentially I just need to get it to do it. Is there like pre-construct? Construct. Then construct. What events have we got? No, not tick. We'll figure out another time. Let's just undo it. Right, yeah, but that's what it does. And that's how I get it to bounce between them. I might just get you to set it when you dump it to level, you know, you just set, is it 453, like I do with all these, whether it's like detached. So that's the thing where you press backspace to detach it. Should we try and detach this one? Just for a giggle. Yeah, there we go. So you see? Interesting. So, yeah, look at that. It still keeps the light. It detaches it, but it's because it's gone to 3D. So as you can see, there's loads of difference, and with that difference comes the challenge. But we'll get there. It's a process. But yeah, that's it. This was the thing of the main goal of this was to just make 2D be 3D. You might be thinking, why is it extra work? Well, no, because every time I change the size, I need to move these with it. I need to tweak these with it. Each one of these have their own textures. I need to tweak it. See, it's not perfect. You can see the line, but it's a lot of, just a lot of stuff. That's the UVC, and I can fix that quite easy. A lot of faffing about and then making the other levels, because you've got to remember, like, yeah, you see these levels right now, but all these, every single one of these except from those, which will be reusable transitions, every single one of these is just the prologue. There's the Act 1 levels, there's the Act 2 levels, the Act 3 levels. Act 1 and Act 2 will share some elements, like the bones of most of these protagonist levels, but they'll be different. So I can have like an Act 1 texture, an Act 2 texture, well, an Act 1 material which has a texture in it, and an Act 2 material that has a texture in it. And then if I just show you the 3D stuff, so like this, blend it. So you see there's 4 materials there. I don't really need to do that now. I've just kept it in case I want to change how I bounce between the materials rather than that switch. But you see, certainly, actually, I just mentioned it. When you go to you go to Prologue, Act 1, Act 2, imagine that's 3 separate materials. You're not going to have a switch to switch between them. So, I might put like an Act 1 material, an Act 2 material, and then you can change it on the static mesh. So change it on this itself rather than having to switch brute force a new material on it from an array. So yeah, the templates have been made and it's moved to 3D because it will make life easier overall. It also makes perspective mode look a hell of a lot better. Like you saw the stairs. I don't know if you ever saw perspective mode when I had the 2D stairs. Collapsed, does not work. It literally looks like a picture, like an optical illusion. Like you see those people painting on the street, and it looks like it's a Grand Canyon or something, and you stand to the side, or you move 3 inches to the left, and it just looks ridiculous. It's so obvious it's fake. That's kind of how it looks with orthographic to perspective with 2D. So yeah, 3D allows it to look how I want it to look in perspective, as well as how I want it to look in orthographic at the same time. They're nothing special, the textures. So what we got? I didn't do the UV map, brilliant. So top one is back wall. That's right wall, that's left wall, that's floor. Each one is different because that's like bathroom template. If I just get the hallway template, let's get the standard hallway blender. Different yet. That's not needed now. Originally I put the stairs in with it. Stairs are the separate thing. So that's how that looks. And then you get like, I suppose hallway lower and hallway upper are the most like intense ones, you could say. So that's how it used to look with the 2D. And this is how it looks with the technically it's still 2D, isn't it? But it's 2D texture. Looks like that. And then we have to do these by hand. Oh my god, because that I did get each one of those things just right. Looks like that. And then goes onto the material goes onto here, and this is how it looks. So that is, imagine the box, and we took the front off, and we took the top off, but then we raised that back element of the box, and we lowered, and we created extruded an extra bit below the box, and then we extruded a bit to the left, and this is what you have. It was originally a cube that's been turned into like a rectangular cube. Front off, top off, back stretched, extruded down, extruded left. Looks like this, and yeah, and then the stairs just pop on nice and neat. If I just get the stairs, and then we're done for this video. After I do a little jibber jabber. Old school stairs. Oh, I don't even think I even used those. No, ignore that. No, old. I'll put the stairs somewhere else. New style stairs look like this. This was a cube, and that 38-second video will show you how to do it. Just type in like stairs blender. that kind of does like 6 steps. There's an option to like tick up to go like more steps, and then they go, and then you just need to make it longer. To do that, I did that back bit myself. I can't remember what I did. I think I did a similar thing to that video, but I just did it on the back end. That's it. You can see it's got a bit of like the floor texture. I was just faffing with it, but it looks way better. Absolutely way better. As I said before, most older school games have 3D backgrounds with pre-rendered 3D backgrounds with not pre-rendered 2D backgrounds with 3D characters. This will have, I guess you'd say, dynamic 3D backgrounds with 2D characters. So yeah, I said it before. It's like it's a full swap to what like Resident Evil 1 was, for example, complete back to front. So next, I finished it with one day to spare. I could have really done more in this one, but I'll finish like I'll line out the bugs that have popped up in this video, and I'll do the rest of the shutter stuff on like a next pass of the level 3, because I know it's version 3 of levels, but it's technically version 1 of the 3D. So ambient music next. Moving house, so you probably won't see anything from me for maybe like a week and a half. Then that'll be quite easy. It won't be super easy, but I've achieved the hurdle I needed to, creating the weapon and the body slot. So the head slot and the accessory slots. It's easy peasy. Traits should be easy enough. And yeah, like I introduced in the last branch vlog video, I kind of only talk a bit of detail about like the next immediate one. So music, kind of, I'm going to listen to the different wavelengths, like the groups of wavelengths. So like I guess like mids, bass, treble. Do it that way. So like that style. I'm going to listen to OSTs, get a feel for it, like a deeper feel for it, and then I'm going to just learn a bit about the theory, just to get some like real clean ambient music. Oh, some Resident Evil 1's ambient music is like the best I've ever had. So I'm really kind of going for that sort of atmospheric. And the slots, yeah, I said I've already overcome the hurdle, so it will just kind of be a copy and paste and just creating an extra class for the game to go into the game instance for like the head item, equipped head item, and then equipped accessory 1, equipped accessory 2, and then get it to save and load, feed it back in. Just it's expanding what's already there. And traits, easy enough. Could have a trait where I don't know, something like a thick skin, and it just gives you 25% more resistance to infection. And that's easy enough, isn't it? When you get the infection value coming in, when you get bit, you just put a dampener on it before it hits your character. And then that's that. So those sort of traits to begin with, like very paint by numbers traits. And then usual stuff is just I've already kind of gone through it. So intro video for the prologue and for the game. Just crush some bugs. Kind of get everything by 140 by 140. That'll be upgrading some sprites. That will take a little bit of time. Others, it will be essentially just not doing scale half. So the protagonist is actually 140 by 140, but I've scaled him to 0.5 to fit with this 70 by 70 world. A lot of assets are 140 by 140, but not all of them. So they kind of need to scale to the lowest common denominator, which is 70 by 70. Hence the scale by 0.5. Transition levels, so yeah, persistent lighting, cleaner sort of look. Migration to enhanced input, yeah, they created that a while ago. They told people to do it a while ago. I just started by that point, so I just did the classic input, so moving it over. Looking at if there's a way now to do like a parent-child paper ZD blueprint, animation blueprint, rather than having to copy and paste it and then change values. Thinking have like a variable actor and feed it and the actor blueprints rather than the NPC and enemy blueprints, for example, rather than having to copy and paste it and make it very specific to like a John blueprint, enemy medical, like medical, zombie medical blueprint, and very specific. Rather, I'm going to try and make it generic, so it's just actor. Maybe I can just do parent-child stuff. Migration, yeah, they've created data assets now, so they say that's the best way to do it. Stops having to go like transactionally, row by row in data tables. So yeah, we'll look at that, migrate that over for the items. Persistent NPCs and enemies, yep. Everything else is persistent except from the items. The items in the level, I should say, the items in the level world, in the world that you have not picked up, the enemies and the NPCs, they're not persistent. But you are, what you collect is your stamina, all that sort of stuff. That's persistent. So this is what this is about. Persistent levels is kind of the items, item placement, all that sort of stuff. NPCs and enemies is like persistent communication, so logging that. That's kind of half persistent already with quests, but yeah, just guaranteeing it. If you sell something to a trader, making sure it's persistent. So like if they've only got so much money, make that persistent. Nothing's kind of refreshed. Everything's passed through the game instance and the save load slots logic. That's what I'm going for. So if an enemy was on the far left of the level when you left it, I might do it random, for that. A bit like on Resident Evil, where I think on Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, there was the ability for zombies to kind of follow you into other rooms. Very rarely. I know there was that kitchen level, the kitchen basement, where zombie they do that cutscene animation, zombie coming down and bursting through. But in reality, I don't think that was a common thing until the Director's Cut and the follow-on Resident Evils. I want to sometimes look at them. If you just manage to get through to the room, they'll follow you. Sometimes you go back into that room and they're in a different place in that room, because obviously I want it to look like they don't live for you and they're just roaming about. It's two separate entities that just happen to interact, rather than the enemy entity just sat down waiting for you to come back in the same spot. And that's it. Conscious, I've talked loads about the persistent ones, but I'm really keen on getting that down for the prologue demo. And that's it. The prologue will actually have any zombies and like any enemies in it, not just zombies. It'll just be setting the scene. The action, I'll do an action demo at some point. That will have all the shooting and all that side of it in. So one's story, one's action. That's what I'm going to be doing over between now and next year. The demos, and just grinding through it. Thank you for your time. Realise it's a long one. Hopefully you find it interesting. You should expect something from me before mid-September, because I'm only doing ambient music. I only need 1 or 2 tracks. I'm not going to be doing 25 tracks. Like if I do 25 tracks first pass, I don't like them 6 months later, I've then got to do another 25. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 and build slowly. Thank you, and I shall see you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.